Okay, here we go.
Sound speeds,
Schmack it.
camera speeds, and this is Rich Rossi interview, take 3, and because of audio issues. So, whenever you guys are ready, let's just go for it.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Randy Massaro. You know me from the TV series Border Battles, or maybe you don't. Maybe you've never seen it. But also, my family made it big in the reality show Mob Wives, which I wasn't in it. Anyway, listen, that was my family back east in New York, and kudos to my cousins and everybody back there for the reality show Mob Wives. Many of us followed it, and it was interesting to see my family. But I'm also an animal rights activist. I'm the president, national president of union members for the Preservation of Wildlife International, an animal rights organization dedicated to saving animals worldwide since 1970. And besides being a bit role actor, I'm no big actor. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm no big actor in Hollywood, but yet they've called me 28 times. So anyway, after 7 films now, I'm here on TV. I'm here with you, and I'm glad you're watching us. Well, anyway, as you see my partner right next to me, he's my Goomba, he's my Paisan. He's Rich Rossi from The Godfather 3 and many other movies to add to his credits. He's also a comedian. And I'd like to say that I'm proud to call him my friend, Mr. Rich Rossi. So let me introduce you to him. Ladies and gentlemen, Rich Rossi.
Hey, Randy, it's always a pleasure. Now you're an interviewer.
Oh.
Now you're an interviewer. You just couldn't stay out of our world. Now you're an interviewer.
He's going to bust my chops.
I'm telling you. He goes from actor, writer, producer, director. Now he's an interviewer. He sees us doing this stuff. He goes, that looks like fun. I think I'll do that. Well, I'm sure you're going to do a phenomenal job. It's funny because I was watching The Godfather 3 the other day, and I said, when I first started my career, that's how I did get started. I was in Silence of the Lamb, and I go, oh, there I am. And
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, the very first film I was cast in was Silence of the Lamb. I was in the award. I was in the scene where Jodie Foster gets the award from the FBI. It's the end of the movie where she finally catches the guy, and I go, oh, there I am. And then in Godfather 3, I'm in the church scene with Al Pacino. I go, oh boy, that was exciting. Working with Al Pacino and Joe Montana, Talia Shire.
What an experience.
What an incredible. Andy Garcia was in that. Just being on the set with all those movie stars was phenomenal. And that's when the acting bug sort of bit me, and that was like launched me into selling my house and moving out to Los Angeles, literally.
Where are you from, Rich?
I was originally born in Houston, Texas.
You're a Texan.
I am an Italian cowboy, which is my current film that we're working on, Italian Cowboy.
Yeah.
Brings us from, we call it the Alpha Mega. Yeah, we started out born in Texas, and here I am doing a movie called The Italian Cowboy.
Born in Houston, Texas, a good Italian boy.
Yeah, good Italian boy.
And then you move out to Hollywood. How many movies have you done? What have you been? And obviously, you're involved with me in animal rights. But what else have you
I've done about. It's funny. I was sitting there, and it's hilarious. I was watching TV with my girlfriend the other day, and I was on Roku, and I started looking. A lot of times you could search names of actors if you want to watch. In today's world, the technology is amazing, right? Mm-hmm. So you want to say, okay, I want to watch Al Pacino movies. You put in Al Pacino into search, and you get all Al Pacino. And I thought, what the hell, huh? Let me give it a shot. And I put in Rich Rossi, and I said, oh my God, films of Rich Rossi. On Amazon, I got about 20 films. On Roku, I've got like 4 or 5 . And I'm like,
what films have you done? Kind of go on.
Yeah, I was in Let It Bleed. I was in recently. I was in Let It Bleed. That was with Tom Sizemore. Worked with Tom Sizemore on that. Yeah, him and I do a scene, a bit together. I just recently did the movie with Pete Donald, where I'm in a scene with Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts.
Yeah,
I love Eric Roberts.
Eric Roberts is a great actor. So I was in New York Murder, which I play the lead of the head of the mafia family, from New York, and I'm throughout that movie I'm a bad ass, and I don't want to say there's a common theme to these mafia films, but they don't always make a sequel. Let me just tell you that. I'm not always in the sequel, but I've been in about 20 mafia, number of mafia films. I was in a movie called Saving Little Italy with my good friend Vinny Vella, whose best friend was
Vinny Vella.
You remember Vinny?
Another good
Paisan. His best friend at his wedding was Robert De Niro.
Oh my God!
Just a quick story on that. I wish we could do a 2-hour episode here, but Vinny was once. A lot of people don't know Vinny. If you ever watched the movie Casino, Vinny was the guy in the delicatessen. He was complaining about spending all this money.
Yes.
And great guy, great character actor. At the end, he goes, "Those aren't my books; those are my mother's books." And they bring the whole mob down. He literally, Artie Piscano in the Casino movie with Al Pacino and Joe Pesci, brings the whole mob down. It was his pivotal character that did that, launched his career as an actor. And him and I did several movies together. We actually did Nightbird together, a recent film too. But he passed away in 2019. But one of the funniest things he ever did. He was such a character. When all of us, and you would fit right in. when a bunch of us be walking around Little Italy, like Vinny, me, Artie Piscano, who was in The Sopranos. Vinny was in The Sopranos. I was not in The Sopranos, but a lot of my friends were. We'd hang out in Little Italy, and then we'd go out for a bite to eat late night, and we were sitting there, 4 or 5 of us. These are guys from The Sopranos, right? Guys from the casino, and Vinny, and so we're all, and I play a lot of mob roles, right? So we're all sitting there, go, Jesus Christ, they got the mob in there, you know? they're in there. God. They're in there. They're in there sitting at the restaurant, you know. So it was quite something to be hanging out with Vinny. But at one point, the funniest thing was he was walking around with Joe Pesci. We have a lot of commotion going on over here.
Okay. This is live. This is live in studio.
This is live. This is live in studio, yeah, right? Yes. Nothing wrong with that. So the funny thing was he was walking around with a Joe Pesci lookalike, and everybody said, "Did you hear Vinny's walking around with Joe Pesci in Little Italy?" Right? Everybody's going, "Oh my God, Joe Pesci!" Well, everybody kept looking at him. And then finally, they said that wasn't Joe Pesci. That was the Joe Pesci lookalike. But at his actual wedding, he brought the real Robert De Niro, and Robert De Niro said, "Look, hey Vinny, I don't want any funny business, you know. I don't want anybody messing with me, you know. If anybody starts making a big fuss or photographers show up, I'm getting out of here." Yeah. I've met De Niro quite a few times since then. Actually, was at the Spirit Awards.
I'm sure he's always bothered though by cameras.
He's a pain in the ass. Frankly, he's a pain in the ass. You know, he's a pain in the ass, and I'll tell you, I met him several times.
But he's a great actor.
He's a pain in the ass. Okay. Maybe you think so. I don't know. I'd like to go toe to toe with him. Oh, he's okay. You know, he's a good guy. You know, he's a good actor. But boy, I'll tell you, friend-wise, if he doesn't know you, you're in the forget it. Now Al Pacino, who I've worked with before, he's a great guy. He's always very friendly, very accompanying, very nice.
How do you like Eric Roberts? I love Eric Roberts. I met him. I haven't worked with him. Now you and Pete Amon from Celebrity Scene News, you guys just did a film with Eric Roberts.
Right.
And,
I did.
Damien Chapman.
Right. It was kind of like a very interesting concept because I did the movie. He played Don Giovanni, and I played Guido Sarducci. And Eric is a phenomenal, not only an actor but a coach. A lot of people don't know he coaches. His wife is also a coach. And when I was running my lines, he looked at me and he said, "Rich, what are you doing?" You know, because it was just a scene with him and I all day working together. You know. Mm-hmm. And I said, "What do you mean?" Like the guy came in. This guy's name is Skippy. He was actually Pete Allman, who you just saw, you know, in an interview. He plays Donald Trump. When he walks in disguise, I freak out as the bodyguard. Excuse me, to you know, to Eric's character, and I say, "Who are you? Who are you? What are you doing? Who are you? What are you telling me? Move over." This guy is like, I'm going to give him a good one across the face.
I said this is
pain in the ass
on the air in studio. So you're watching.
You know, he needs a good fresh one, doesn't he?
I tell you, mud on.
He needs a fresh one. This guy. Over there, I'm trying to do an interview, and he's over there making gestures like a bozo clown. Anyway, so he goes up to me, you know, and he says to me, "Rich, slow down. You have to sell it to the audience." Mm-hmm. And I was doing this thing where I was going, "Skip, that's not done. That's not done."
You're rushing your lines.
I couldn't get I was stepping over myself. Mm-hmm. And when he finished with me, I was going, "Who are you? You don't look like you're an imposter." And I delivered, and everybody said, "My God, you really delivered." And Eric said, "You see, that's you're not answering it. You're an interviewer. You know what? We're keeping everything. Nobody move. We're keeping this. We're keeping the whole thing.
Don't move.
This is the kind. And you know what? Another thing I learned from Eric: don't break the take.
Don't break it.
Don't break the take, because you know what? If you screw up and you go, "Oh, we got to stop it," you dare say stop. We're going with this because I'm getting out of here. I got places to go and things to do. I got things. I want to finish the De Niro story. So at the wedding of Vinny Vella, the real Robert De Niro shows up, and what happens? All of Vinny's cousins and guests are going, "Oh, you're thinking of De Niro?" He's trying to pull the mole off. And he goes, "Wait, hey, what the fuck? What is it with these people?"
Oh, Jesus!
But it was the real Robert De Niro. I met Robert several times. We're okay now, but I talked to him about Vinny passing on, and the beautiful thing about being an actor in this business and getting some recognition for the work you do. Yeah. And I heard Jim Carrey talk about this, is that you get to work with people that you watched growing up. I watched Eric growing up. I watched Tom Sizemore when he did all those movies. I watched Eric Roberts, you know. And so you know, it's amazing to work with these actors who you only watched on TV, working with Al Pacino or working with Jodie Foster, even though I had a little cameo in that. So, you know, and then Meteor Man, I worked with Robert Townsend when I shot Robert Townsend.
How many films overall? Because I'm hearing, I mean, you
probably about 30. Probably about 30
films.
I'm nowhere near where other people, but now, ever since I experienced some setbacks health-wise, That's all I do.
Yeah, let's talk about your health just for a minute, because there are people that follow you, follow Pete, even people on Facebook.
We're trying to get rid of those people. We're
My
trying to get rid of
My
them.
wife screens my Facebook page. I got all these women. Are you married? Oh please, I don't care if you're married. I still want to meet you. But I said, man, the girls see me and they run the other way. But no, really, your health. What did you just fight?
My girlfriend just tells me to wear protection.
I'm not going. This is a clean show.
She accepts that. She knows what this business is. Okay. And she meant to me like a 45.
I want to talk to you about your health. You're still alive.
Okay. I was talking about protection of 45. Okay, all right. Go ahead. My physical health. Physical health. Well, that's an interesting topic. About a year ago, I was on a set of Latin Hitman, which is now out. If you want to watch a couple of free films, because Randy was kind of hedging to that direction. You can go to YouTube. I'm not plugging anybody in particular, or you could even maybe go to one of your channels here that we're watching. But if you go to YouTube, you can just click in Hitman, Latin Hitman, free, Rich Rossi, my stage name, Rich Rossi, and then free, and you can watch it for free. Or you can go to New York Murder, again, Rich Rossi, free, and you can watch me. I play the lead as the head of a mafia family. That's just a little tidbit. I'm in a lot of other movies.
Who stars in Latin Hitman with you?
In Latin Hitman, I play off of a guy named Tang, who's a Chinese guy back in China. He's kind of well known, and also Damien Chapa, who was in a star of Blood In, Blood Out.
Oh, Blood In, Blood Out. Yeah, Damien Chapa.
Famous guy. Yeah.
Yes.
And Vinnie Vella was in Latin New York Murder.
And what's so funny? Let me just interrupt here for a second.
I get whacked. You know what? You only have to watch the first 6 minutes of Latin Hitman because I got whacked in the first 6.
That's it. That's a rule. First six minutes and you're done.
No, only Latin Hitman. The other one I'm all the way through.
But I noticed now we're friends, and obviously you joined me in the animal rights, and we're both actors. But you've had me, with you on different things, and of course there's another.
And you worked with Amanda Sorvino, Paul Sorvino's daughter.
Amanda Sorvino. I know Amanda on Saving Some Horses and Wolves.
Paulie from.
But also, let me tell you, Pete Allman and you just finished filming with Damien Chapa and Eric Roberts.
Right.
Well, there's another actress that everyone's following. Her name is Myrna Velasco, and I think she's coming on the set next. But she just finished filming with Eric Roberts, Eric Estrada. And
it's getting to be the 6 degrees of separation of Eric. Eric's been in, because I was also in Italian Cowboy, which I'm doing.
Oh, Jesus.
Now I got to tell you, Eric and his wife Eliza are the two nicest people I ever met. When I walked in and met them to work on the set, they go, "Rich, how you doing?" And I handed them an article I wrote of Erica 10 years earlier, and we took pictures and we laughed and we remembered each other from 10 years earlier. And so he granted to do a little sizzle reel, which we did for the Italian Cowboy, on the set. And a lot of people, I don't know if I should even be telling you this, but they were doing Donald, and I was working it out with them, and he did a couple of lines for our movie on that set. And I'm very grateful to the producers, Alex and Spencer, and of course Pete on their Donald movie, to allow Eric to do a couple of lines for our film. So this is one hand washes the other type of filmmaking, if you will.
Right. And
or bowfinger.
No, I know we're filming up here in the high desert and possibly like
we are going to be doing that. That's right. That's right.
There's
and you're in that scene.
Yeah, evidently you
yes, you
decided
are.
to put me in, and it's an honor. But also, I understand there's a place called the Bowen Ranch out in Apple Valley, California, that many people go to. Actors need some quiet time, or directors, producers sit there. They write their songs, their movies. They film out there at the Bowen Ranch in Apple Valley. I had the pleasure of bringing a documentary film crew that was following me around on animal rights with all the actors that I know, going out to the Bowen Ranch. And it happens to be Brent Gaddis is one of the people that run and operate the Bowen Ranch, along with the Mojave River Valley Museum. And I'm sure one of these.
We're filming at Brett's one of Brett's facilities, right?
Exactly. He has Channel 36
out
in Barstow.
Nice fellow.
But and who trades a gold mine for a TV station? But anyway, I just wanted to throw
he does that.
I just wanted to throw this in because Brent is a wonderful guy. You got to go out to the Bowen Ranch if you're looking at filming something, staying out there, camping out. They have hot springs out there. Wonderful place to visit.
So let me tell you,
we all became friends.
So you're saying that you could go out to his campsite, Brett and his wife's campsite.
Brent,
and they have an actual hot spring there.
There's natural hot springs out there.
Is that right, Brett?
And remember, this is live in studio, and we're talking to people in the studio.
Unbelievable. Well, I'm in. Count me in.
Well, and this is what's so unique. We're all interconnected, and with this Latina actress, that's her mom and dad. for people that don't know her, were like the Johnny Carson and Oprah Winfrey of Mexican television, Raul Velasco and La India Maria. We'll be getting to Myrna Velasco soon because every time I introduce...
What about me? I'm sitting here.
Well, everybody I introduce...
You see a pretty girl come in and you forget about me?
I'm not forgetting about you. Here's the thing.
That's
every
it.
time I introduce her to all
This
my
is what I
friends...
used to look like when I was younger.
Everybody wants to marry her.
Yeah, well, this is what I used to look like when I was younger, and this is what I look like after the movie
Before and
business.
after. Now, keep in mind, folks, that Rich has come a long way. I know him personally as a friend, but he beat...
Am I allowed to show some kind of a prop that's a little on the risque business? It's a little...
He beat fourth-stage cancer, by the way. I want the studio audience to understand this guy, how far he came.
Well, you know what it was?
Fourth-stage
Let me
cancer.
tell you this. Cancer's a funny thing.
Oh, Jesus, that's it.
Can I show this? Is that okay, Brett? Okay.
Oh, here
so
we
when
go.
we do the Italian Cowboy, we have a little bit of... I want to show you something.
I'm going to get whacked
This-
right here on the set. Can you believe this?
Well, you mentioned-
Hold on, Mingya.
Certain things you shouldn't talk about. No, this is the poster child for love. All right, no, I just want to... No, actually, this was used in a prop for another movie, but amazingly, it's all completely a model. But this is going to be in the opening scene of the movie, the opening scene, Italian Cowboy. To tell you the truth, it's a family film. It doesn't look like it with me sitting here like this. But it is a family film. I think you're going to really enjoy it. Nobody really gets hurt. But I don't want to give it away the movie. As far as that cancer thing, let me tell you this, since you brought it up. I was on the set of Latin Hitman. And I was this, I was 62, and my birthday was about to happen. I was going to turn 63. People mention cancer, they get all upset. I don't know what the hell the problem is. It's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Oh my God!
It is. I guarantee it's if you don't.
That's not
No. Yes, it is. Let me tell you this. I was sitting there. I was 62 years old, and I was hired by Damien Chapa in his usual style. He said, "Hey, Rich, here's 15 pages. Have the dialogue down." I said, "When are we shooting?" "About 2 weeks." He said, "Tomorrow morning." I had to learn 15 pages of dialogue in a night. Not to mention not getting any sleep. So, and by the way, I was in excruciating pain that night. I couldn't figure it out, and the back of my neck was killing me. And so I showed up on the set. I had a ride. They picked me up. They give you all the pluses, pick you up and feed you and give you all the alcohol you could drink. But I was in a lot of pain that day, and and Pete was in that movie. In fact, Pete was in the same scene I was in. And the scene was that I played the hitman that was hiring Damien's character to do a hit, and he didn't, and I was showing up to whack him. And basically hiring him, and I'm in the whole thing in the first. So the 12 hours was all shot of my footage. It was all my footage, And I was in such pain, I literally had to rest my head up, try to take the pressure. I had no idea what the hell was going on. And so it's funny because I go on a religious show and it's kind of very solemn. I go on this show, it's a comedy. But I was in so much pain. And then finally, after the shoot, they got me through with the alcohol and the food and everything. I was able to get through the day's shoot. And I had to smoke cigarettes. You got to watch the first 6 minutes of Latin Hitman. I'm death warmed over. As it turns out, you don't have to know a lot about medicine, but I had half the amount of blood in my body that I should have. It was 6. It should be about 12 hemoglobin. And what happened is I did have prostate cancer, and it had metastasized. So it spread throughout my body and hit my third vertebrae and split the bone. The bone was actually split, like somebody had hit it with a chisel or something, because the cancer had actually split the bone. It had gotten grown so fast. And so they thought I was going to die. They immediately admitted me in that day. I'm 62, going on 63. It was March 15th. And so these 3 guys come in with their hands in their pocket. I thought I died already. I thought I was in heaven. I said, "What are you? Is this heaven? Or are you the doctor?" And they came in and they said, "Well, you got stage 4 prostate cancer." I said, "So what does that mean? Am I going to die, or can I finish this film? I mean, I'm an actor, for Christ's sake." But I was never bothered. I never took it down. I never got upset by it. I just said, "All right, well, what do we got to do?" And they hit me with the radiation. I went on all the medication. I listened to the doctors. And it dropped from 300 down to like the normal level. It's stabilized in my body. Everything was good. But I'll tell you one thing. When you're faced with, people talk about the corona, the big thing, vaccinated, non-vaccinated. Have you been corona? Have you been, all this crap that's going, I have to laugh and I have to say that, when you're really faced with death, life and death, which I was, and I could have went either way, you absolutely stop everything you're doing and you do exactly what you want to do in life. And since then, I have done more movies, more television, more books, more films, more comedy acts than I've ever done in the last 62 years.
So true to say that one door open, one door closed.
I mean,
one
50
door
doors open. I'm working all the time. I'm doing 2 movies now. Another one's coming up, 3. I'm getting a lot of offers, and And it's because, you know, we go through life, we think, you know what, I got plenty of time, I'll do it next time. But when somebody says, you know, and I had, and Josh knows because his mom got involved with helping me write you know, I was writing a book and she was doing a little editing on it. I said, I'm getting this book out about my life, I want to get it done. And before you drop dead, you don't want to be an unhappy ghost. You don't want to be haunting people. You want to get what you need to get done and finish. How much time do we have, Josh?
Right on the set. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Listen, for those of you that are watching this,
10 minutes,
this
2
is
minutes?
live, by the way, and Josh is a wonderful production person here in studio. So keep in mind that
This is loose. This interview is loose. We're
Josh
talking
is
loose.
great, by the way, great to work with. But okay, so now that you lived to tell about
Well,
this,
to tell you the truth,
you wanna
something
do?
else. I want to tell you something else happened.
Talk to
So,
me. This is the way Italians talk. Okay.
hey, you're no laid out either. You know, you're really. So
get close to
so,
that.
so I got that under control, right? And so it's been a roller coaster because what happens is every so often you know, you start to get a little crazy, start eating wrong and everything, and it's like that old joke about, you know, I went to the doctor and I said to the doctor, he said, I said, Doc, I can't pee anymore. He said, how old are you? I said, I'm 64. He said, you peed enough. I said, what do you mean I peed enough? You know? I said,
We got to put up with.
so I said, what do you mean and I could not pee. Now let me tell you something. I don't like to go. Your audience certainly knows an inside truth. If they watch this show, they'll know a little bit. Maybe this will be hidden in the
If
archives.
they watch this show, we're talking. Hopefully, there's no kids watching.
Yeah, they'll be.
It's really a
they'll
clean
be hidden,
show. We're talking about pissing. Okay.
The show's a real pisser. What can I tell you?
Okay.
What
Hey,
is
listen,
he? What is he
we're running-
doing over there? Look at the camera. I got to look at. Look at.
We're running out of time. We're running, now.
I'll look
Josh,
at.
why didn't you do that before?
Josh
Okay.
does that. I'd leave the studio.
Listen.
So what do we got? 10 minutes.
Josh is saying a prayer that he can just get through this interview.
So before I came out here today, just to want to tell Randy because how important his little parade was out here in Apple Valley, this incredible celebrity event that we're having. I'm having fun with you guys, but really it is a lot of fun. And you know, you never know when it's going to hit. You know, I've done a lot of movies. One movie might take off, and you go, oh my God, that's that Rich Rossi guy, or they may never hit the way they do like Pacino and De Niro's film. Depends on the marketing. But what I did want to say was that I was in a hospital bed yesterday, okay, and I could not pee. Okay.
And I'm calling you on the phone.
I could not pee. He's calling me.
I can't piss.
I can't pee. You know, for some reason, the mighty gods have come down and said, you've peed enough this week. And I could not pee. And let me tell you something. What happens, hey, look, you know what the hell, huh? What happens is that the retention that takes place, now we're going into a medical show, but it actually gets into your, you know, older people could appreciate this. It gets into the bladder. That's right. What the hell is your problem? Can somebody smack that guy? He's the most annoying DP I've ever seen in my life.
He's great. It's Josh.
What the hell is he doing?
This is all in studio and live, folks. We're running out of time, but real quick, I'm calling him, and all of a sudden I get, hey, Rich,
I'm in the
it's Randy.
hospital.
I'm calling you. I'm in the hospital. I can't pee. I'll call you later. What?
Let me tell you something. On Saturday at 2 o'clock in the morning, I got all these gestures going on. Josh, what's the problem? You
Right
seem to
about
be
now,
having a
Josh
problem.
is giving him the finger. Production rolling. We have 2 minutes to go, so let's hurry this up. Yeah, okay. Well,
Can you smack him for us?
yeah, actually, they want to pause for a commercial. But anyway, okay.
Anyway, to make a long story short, thank God they solved the problem. I jumped out of the bed yesterday, and here I am today to do your parade.
Now he's pissing every 5 minutes, and he's up here at Apple Valley. You can't make him stop pissing.
I can just tell you, life is a pisser. The moral of the story is life is a pisser.
Hey, okay, now people want to contact. He's really a good guy. He's down to earth. He's not egotistical. Let me tell you. I mean, listen. Let me tell you really quick before we end the show. Is one thing I
We're not
noticed
ending the
is that-
show. He says he's got 10 minutes left.
Well, here's the thing. We're getting close. The simple fact is this:
5 minutes?
is there are many stars. There are many stars, superstars out there. Not everybody could be Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Tom Sizemore. You know, all these great actors, Joe Pesci. But Chaz Palminteri, I had the pleasure of meeting him. But the simple fact is this, folks: is there's a lot of talent out there still that hasn't been discovered. And you watch Jimmy Kimmel. I love Jimmy Kimmel, a good Scottish Italian boy. And not Scottish, Irish Italian boy. But the simple fact is that all these talk show hosts have the same stars on all the time. There's so much hidden talent out there in Hollywood, and I just wish they'd give other people a chance and discover all this beautiful talent. Again, a wonderful actress, Myrna Velasco. She has her own radio show, a Latina actress. Oh my God, everyone loves her. All my friends that meet her want to marry her. So all of a sudden everyone gets mad when they find out that she has a fiance. But that's to be continued in the next show. So don't go away. We'll be right back in a few minutes. Okay. No. Okay.
What the hell is...
I'm telling you, look at this camera.
The camera.
The camera. Look at this one. It's where
Okay, Josh. Okay, Josh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
and you
yeah.
have over 5 minutes left to go.
Okay. Okay. We're back. Okay. Well,
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
That when I was a kid, everybody has a passion, right? And I'm actually probably now, as I mentioned, you mentioned, I don't often talk about any health issues because I don't bring it up and I don't really feel it anyway.
I think people are concerned about it, though. I'm your friend. I was concerned. When I'm calling you up and you're dying and you have 4th stage cancer, but yet you still kept a wonderful...
Well, look what happened to Al Pacino in Dog Day Afternoon. He said, "I'm dying here." He made a living. I should have said, "I'm dying here."
And I know he's a comedian. He's beating 4th stage cancer and he still makes fun of it. I love him. I was dying, but that was back.
Well, I always find that
2005.
funny, the
Forget it.
beating. And there's no real war going on. We're kind of in touch with each other. The body's compatible. We're cool. The body's all in sync. We're just moving. You know what we're doing? We're living look, people are out there dying of corona. There's all kinds of stuff. Am I right? There's corona. There's
gonorrhea.
There's all kinds of conspiracy theories. Some people believe if you take the jab, you're going to die. Some people, if you don't take the jab, you're going to die. Frankly, I'm just living my life, doing my thing. It does bother me, and Pete and I touched on it, that we do believe that, I always wake up thinking, everybody's always afraid, saying, what if they come to your door and I believe, the one thing I do believe, and I believe strongly, and I know you believe this from the animal rights and your work that you do with, and you do some tremendous works. What would happen to those wolves if you and the people that save all those poor innocent wild animals out there, they'd be killing them. And you and Paul Sorvino work together, right?
Well, actually, Paul Sorvino, Amanda Sorvino, Paul Sorvino's daughter.
Right.
But I want to keep it on you because
Yeah.
this story isn't about me, but we are connected, just like I'm connected with Myrna, Pete Allman, many other actors here in Hollywood. We're all working together. It's our way of giving back, whether you do human causes or animal causes. We're all doing our part. We can't do it all. And my thing, I just took up animal causes because they can't speak for themselves. By the time your kids and our grandkids grow up, they won't know what a wolf is or a wild Mustang or burro or any of these animals.
Looks a little like a dog.
Yeah, but I mean, Rich has been there with me. He came out to Wolf Mountain Sanctuary. Pete Allman has. They've worked with me on animal rights. It's so important to give back, and I think we all, listen, we're not big stars. I mean, I'm not a big star. I'm what you call a bit role actor. I can barely remember my lines. I can't remember what I ate this morning. How am I going to remember my lines?
No, it is something when you go on a set and you got like 40 lines to remember. I did a few plays and like having 25, 30 lines, it's insane. And all you're doing is repeating the lines all day. So that is a lot of work. When you actually are doing scenes in movies and stuff and you got, they call you on the set and you, not only do you have that pressure of dealing with the other actors and interacting, but you got to remember your material or else you're toast. So that is a big job. And the only thing that distinguishes somebody like a Pacino from maybe myself or is that they got that break. They got that movie that hit it, or they had the studio film that got out. And we're not done. I'm sure Myrna, is it Myrna?
Myrna.
Yeah, I'm sure Myrna's in the same boat thinking, you get that movie that goes out and everybody says, "Oh, did you see Dog Day Afternoon?" Or did you see the Little Shop of Horrors that Rick Moranis, who was nobody before that. So we're all one step from that happening because we keep producing material, and I think that's the thing right now. And I do say this, and I mean this all with all my heart, that we're all facing a lot of stuff, right? We're all facing. I'm not afraid of anything. First of all, I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of life. They say if you're afraid to die, you're afraid to live. I'm not. I'm the most fearless. I'm a fearless person that I know. I'm really not afraid. I get up and they go, "What if they knock on your door and they want to give you the vax?" It's like, well, I hope they like it up their kazootie because they're going to go right over my balcony with it. I believe that we have a right to choose whatever we want. This is still America, home of the free, land of the brave. That's as simple as it gets. I don't know what administration thinks they're doing with something they're doing, but this is a simple concept. Nobody's frightening me about moving out of California to go to Florida. This is America. This is still friggin' America. Now, I'm not a political guy. I'm a comedian. I'm an actor. I'm a writer, producer, director, and all that other stuff. And I got a lot of movies out. You can watch some of them. You might even enjoy a few of them. But I'll tell you this: the first thing that my girlfriend freaks out every day, going, "Do you know they're going to do this? Do you know they're going to?" They're not going to do boohoo. Okay, this is America, folks. America. And you know who invented America? America Vespucci. You know who he was? A paisan. He was the map maker. America is named after an Italian. Okay, and I'm Italian, and nobody's messing with our country, and that's the end of it. This is land of the free, home of the brave. And you remember that when you wake up, somebody says, well, they're going to do that. They're not going to do shit. They just happen to be the current tenant in the White House or whoever they are. And I don't care. I don't care if Biden's in there or Trump's in there. I'm not a political person. All I know is one thing. Nobody's coming into my house and telling me what to do with my body. My brother died of stage 4 prostate cancer in June. Okay, sad thing for him because he took the jab. Okay, he got the Pfizer. And I don't get political, but they told him not to. He had the same thing that I had. He took it. I didn't. I'm here. He's not. That was 4 months. So now I'm not going to do it because my doctors had told me not to do it because I have this underlying, as Randy mentioned, cancer. I don't feel it. I don't act at it. I don't worry about it. But I will tell you this one thing. You better start waking up, and everybody needs to come out and realize this is America. The home of the free, land of the brave. That's all I have to say, and that's it. Okay. Now go ahead and let's go back to comedy. Yeah.
Well, no, I know, yeah.
But I mean that. And if you're afraid of the coronavirus, by the way, and you want to get the shot, get it. Nobody's telling you. If you don't want to get it, don't get it. Just remember one thing. It's your choice.
Yeah, in closing, because the show is ending at this time, I just want to say one thing here. Our production assistant's jumping up and down and turning all around. Listen, basically, I think
make sense,
freedom of speech, also freedom to choose. It's just like women. I wouldn't want to be a woman telling me, okay, I can't have an abortion. Now, there's certain reasons why you should and should not. Incest, rape. I mean, no, they weren't. God wasn't there when you were getting raped and there was 10 people around you, right? This is the stuff. It's another talk show, I'm sure, that we can get into. Politics, sex, religion, drugs, everything like that.
That sounds like a good show.
You're getting to know some of the actors. We're actors in Hollywood. We're also people. We're human beings. But I will tell you this. I'm proud to be an American. And yet in America, we shouldn't force something upon someone. However, keep in mind, we do have to be conscious of other people's feelings. It's about respect. I grew up in a mob family, the Bonanno Colombo family of New York.
And I play them.
And the simple fact is that I introduced you to Michael Franzese, former mob boss. A shout out to my friend Michael Franzese and the Franzese family. Michael, Camille, I hope you guys are doing well. You can tune into his show, Mob Mondays. And his show is The Godfather. Was it? Oh God, what's the name of the show again? I forgot. He had a show in Vegas called Mob Story. His son opened up a pizza place, Michael Jr., called Slices Pizza in Newport Beach. Go on down to Slices Pizza in Newport Beach and go see Michael Jr. Tell him Randy Massaro and Rich Rossi sent you. Shout out to my friend Michael.
They'll charge you double.
Try look him up on Facebook. But in closing, folks, this is America, a land of opportunity. Yes, that's why all of our ancestors came here. That's why people still want to come here. I'm proud to be an American and given the opportunity to be an actor and having friends like you, people watching you and watching the show. Thank you for listening. Rich, what would you like to say? How could people contact you? He's down there. Call him up on the phone, for crying out loud.
Now, I just want to say the greatest part of that business is that, as Jim Carrey said, is that you get to work with people that you watched growing up with. And my greatest fondest thing about this business is that I have lots of friends in the business that I grew up watching, Travolta, people like that, you know, and just the big names that I watched growing up. Now I've worked with them. I'm friends with some of them, and that's the best part of it all. Really, that's the real treat of it all. So thank you for having me on the show, Randy. It's been a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to be with you. It's always it's like an adventure ride at Disneyland, I tell you. Thank you so much. Come back and see us, because coming up in the next show, we're going to have the illustrious, oh my God, Myrna Velasco. She is a Latin Spitfire. Okay, stay tuned. Don't go away. We'll be back.